Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, I see it. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, got you set. Got you set. Got you set. What's going on? What's going on? All right, hey, y'all. Listen. I appreciate all you guys being over here tonight, but make sure y'all head over to the Lockoutmen Podcast Show. That's Lockoutmen Podcast Show, or just YouTube /LockoutMe. You know what I'm saying? YouTube Lockoutmen. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I don't think y'all. I don't think I got to sit. So now it's coming. Okay, no wonder I'm not hearing it in my headphones. Alright, so we're gonna have to. Don Schuler, I see you. I'm trying to see why. Okay, I'm trying to see why it's not coming through my sound. Give me a second, because we might have to. Okay, so I got that coming through. The hell? Okay, I got that coming through. Well, why? Oh, you know what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me. We got technical difficulties over here, so I'm gonna have to restart my stuff. So hang tight and come right back. Oh, you know what? No. Leave. No, I can keep the stream up. Hold on right quick.
All right. We getting everything set up. Trucker Jim, if you're in the building, click on that link, bro, that I sent you. It is still hot, my G. It is still hot. I had to reset the system. You know, you know how that you know how that goes. You know how that goes. I had to reset the system over here. Trucker Jim, welcome to the L.O.M community, man. Thank you very much. Hold on right quick. Do I need to pay and join to get in? No, bro. Oh, you know what? I sent you the wrong link. My fault, man. But thank you for the community, bro. I sent you the wrong link. This is the link. I sent it to you. Click on it. Click on it, my G. I sent you the wrong damn link, my bro. But I appreciate you I appreciate you doing that. But I sent you the wrong link, my G. All right, I sent it to you. You got it? Hold on, wait. Nah, we don't do it like that, my G. We don't do it like that, man. We don't do it like that. There you go. Fresh. There you go. Hey, can you hear me? Nod your head if you can hear me. Nod your head if you can hear. Oh, okay, good. All right, y'all. What's going on? We about to get ready. Trucker Jim is in the building. Hold on, Jim. I'm just still setting up a few things. Overhaul. Still setting up a few things, my G. Hold on right quick. You know what? I can bring that up, but I can bring this up right here. I gotta do a little stuff. Trucker Jim, y'all. Trucker Jim's in the building. Y'all know Trucker Jim. If y'all don't know Trucker Jim by now, y'all should know Trucker Jim by now, man. All right, Trucker Jim, we about to get ready, Trucker Jim. Trucker Jim. Trucker Jim's in the building.
Man, you hold on, give me some tips on this system for doing this. I could get into doing some live streams with somebody else.
That's what's up, my bro. We about to get it started. You know what I'm saying? Trucker Jim's in the building, y'all. All right, hold on. We about to make it official. Hang tight, y'all. Here we go. There.
I'm jumping off, is this a needed suicide? I hope my parachute don't let me down. I hope I get to fly. I don't know why I feel like I gotta die to be alive. I don't know why it feel like people are standing still with no desire. I'm on a wire, wobbling back and forth, the balance clown. I won't be happy if I'm not moving forward, then send me down. My vibration for eternity will continue to come around. So I gotta do this right, I gotta live, I gotta.
Trucker Jim in the building. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, Lockout Man?
What's up with it, Trucker Jim?
Are we live?
We live, Jim. That's what's up, man. We know we had a little bit.
All right.
We had a little bit of technical difficulties going on right quick, but what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lockoutmen Podcast Show. This is the part where we park and politic with all our guests tonight, and of course, you know who I am. I'm the Lockout Man, the one and only. Y'all know who I am? I'm the shot shooter. I'm just saying. I want to welcome my special guest in the building tonight, my man, Trucker Jim.
All right. Thanks, Sean. What's up, everyone? I don't know if you guys know me, but I am not parked yet, as you could probably see through my window right here. I'm in Louisiana. Yeah, I'm in Louisiana. I think I might be still in Mississippi, but I'm in Mississippi. I-10 westbound and down, headed Texas.
Trucker Jim, I gotta tell you, bro. I gotta tell you. I'm about to bring up. Let me go to a screen share right quick. Hold on, right quick. I'm gonna have to come up to a screen share. You guys know Trucker Jim from the Trucker Jim Trucker's Journey or the Trucking Journey on YouTube. My man been rocking with us for what, about 5 years? It's going on 5 years.
Over. All right. I actually started with U.S. Express in 2015, so.
Trucker Jim, I'm about to go.
True.
I'm about to go through I'm about to go through your playlist right quick, man, and let's see the progression of Trucker Jim. Look at this man back in the
numbers,
day.
It actually hadn't really.
No.
But I'm better.
Jim, I'm not talking about the progression of the numbers. I'm talking about the progression of the man. Look at this thumbnail right here. All clean, short hair. Look at that.
I'm seeing old thumbnails right there. That's season 1 stuff right there you're looking at. Ooh. When I was using an iPhone 4S.
Man,
wasn't a whole lot of editing going on back then. It's just stick one clip to the next one and call it.
And I mean, look at you, all clean shaven and everything, short hair and all like that, bro. Where now here's right here. What's this? This is right here's when the beard start coming in.
2015 right there.
Yeah, this is where the beard start coming in. Not like that.
Dude, Shaw, that's one thing that's kind of cool about men and individuals that decide, like you and I did, to start kind of documenting what I call my trucking journey, but a section or a chunk of their life and that they're into. Because I don't go back and watch all that old stuff now because I still got stuff going on. But I'm sure it would be cool there come a day to, look back on some of your adventures over the years. And just myself, man, I have went through some changes. I mean, absolutely physically. My weight, has kind of fluctuated over the years. Probably better now than it was back in 2015, which you don't hear a whole lot from truck drivers, do you? That my body sexier than it was when I started. And also hair. It's changed over the years.
Yeah,
and facial hair probably changed more than anything.
The facial hair and the hair and everything like that, man. How do you Trucker Jim, how do you feel, man? Because you doing some workouts, some cardio, some kickboxing. How do you feel, man? I mean, you look good.
Well, as far as the last month and a half, not as good as previously, because I have not been doing those things that you mentioned, especially the kickboxing. I mean, I walk a lot and I eat fairly healthy, but I hadn't been doing the kickboxing just because my overall situation's changing. I'm out on the road most of the time, and the kickboxing thing, it's not like at every rest stop or truck stop or daggone really anywhere along my route. It's more. Well, the ones I got a membership for are right in upstate South Carolina, so I kind of got to be there to go.
So,
but I'm considering doing this Planet Fitness thing again, but I don't really like that nearly as much as I do kickboxing. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. What's
no, you good. Let's go back. Let's go back. Welcome back to the show, man. I really do appreciate you coming back on, chopping it up with us. You came on the show
before we get much further. Speaking of that recap, I guess you remember one of the things we discussed was my little buddy Boone that was, in season 1 of the trucking journey. Had been kind of sick at the time.
Yeah,
not very long after that. Yeah, I lost Boone, and I wasn't there when he passed away. He was at my mom's, so that was, I don't know, it was hurtful, and I miss him a lot. But he had a good life.
Boone was with you from definitely the start. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, there's some thumbnails with Boone in it, I think.
Yeah, you got there's plenty of there's one right here. My little friend Trucker Jim, you was talking about Boone in that one.
Oh yeah, I put a little tribute video together showing some
Yeah, you
pictures and
did.
video of Boone over the years.
Yeah, you
I hadn't
did. You
watched that
did.
in a while, but
I mean,
it's comforting
he was.
for me.
I mean, how do you feel now that well with the new with U.S. Express, he was a staple of the trucking journal. Journal.
He really
He
was.
a staple.
People liked him more than me.
Right, he was a staple of the trucking journey during your U.S. Express years. And now that you got with the new company, they didn't have a pet policy, and you left them with your mother. The first time that you had to end up, leaving your buddy, how did you feel about that when you went out and started with the new company without him?
Well, I wasn't so much dwelling on it, man. I just stayed busy. So, it may sound kind of insensitive, but, kind of out of sight, out of mind. He was in, good care at my mom's. He's fed and watered and has areas to run and other, animals to hang out with. So, he was in a good place. But when it was time off and I was going home, I loved being greeted by him when I walked in the door because I sincerely felt love from Booney. I would see it in his eyes, that he loved me, he cared for me, and it was mutual. And just his excitement and his tail wagging and jumping up on his hind legs when I came in. Man, that's hard to beat, man. It really is. I definitely appreciated it. And, he was comforting for me. When, I'd be going through, things that just bother me or whatever, just have him there, been able to, I don't know, just have my dog. Go ahead.
How old was he when he
12
passed?
and a half.
What just old age
it?
or no what
well,
was the cause?
Officially it was congestive heart failure, I believe. I took him to the vet starting, I don't know, a few months prior to that, and he had some medicine, but he had some weird little attacks where he'd fall over and kind of shake, and like his bladder would empty or a turd would pop out, kind of uncontrollably. Which that was never a problem with Boone after initial puppy time, as far as using the bathroom in places he wasn't supposed to. He only did it one time in the truck the entire time I had, and that was really my fault because he was trying to tell me he had to go, but I didn't pull over in
time. How is it now being that you got pets? I see a lot of truck drivers out here with different pets. I talked to some truck drivers that got cats on the truck, dogs on the truck. Hell, I even talked to one lady driver that got like canary parrots on the truck. What do pets being out here with you? What do they bring to you while you being out here on the truck? What kind of comfort do they bring to you?
That's a real good question, Sean. Boone provided several benefits for me out on the road. Number one, the companionship. While you're out there, and just that little extra companionship, to me, it added more fun to the whole journey. I'd be riding down, instead of just be completely in solitude. I'd look over and Boone would be sitting in the, the seat beside me, or he might throw his, feet up on the dash and start, looking around, or, looking out the window, and kids ride by and they're like, it's a dog right there. It's fun. And also another big benefit is because I didn't want to shit and peeing in my truck, I had to walk him a few times a day. So that got me out of the truck walking, which I don't walk as much now as I did then. So, there was a benefit with that. And he was kind of a little, my teddy bear, security blanket, sleeping tool too. I don't know, it was just comforting. He'd be down there at my feet usually is where he would sleep. But
so now,
felt him, and he's a great conversation piece and great for picking up. Well, I didn't really pick up chicks because I was still married when I was with U.S. Express. But as far as have people think, hey, I might want to talk to this motherfucker, and his cool dog, that increases the chances of, somebody approaching you in a friendly manner versus, I don't know, you just
Oh
walking
my
to
God,
in the truck stop or whatever.
Trucker Jim out here shooting shots with the puppy.
But when I didn't have him with me, at times it was somewhat of a, I don't know if relief is the right word, but an awareness of the less responsibility, that I had, not having him, because him being in the truck alone for a amount of time, and airflow and how cool it is on hot days, when you're out, is a factor. So you have to take care of your little buddy and look out for him, keep him safe.
Jim, there was one video. You got so many videos on your channel. It's ridiculous. I mean, you had to literally
over 600.
Yeah, you literally had to go and break them down into seasons, into each one. But there was a video that I'm not sure if it's either with U.S. Express or somewhere else, probably with U.S. Express, that you actually had to hide Boom. You had to hide Boom because you was going into an area that didn't allow pets. Tell me about that time.
Oh yeah. That was somewhere in Texas. I don't know, around Corpus Christi or something. There was some chemical plant. I don't know if it's BASF or one of those. I hadn't really dealt with chemical companies a lot, and hopefully I won't in the future, because they're kind of a pain in the ass, not to pay no more. But yeah, they had. Well, actually, I think it might have had it on the work order that there were no pets allowed. I had a pet, with what I was gonna do. So I went there, but I tried to hide it, like, because I don't know, it said something, they could look in your vehicle and things. So I thought, okay, maybe it'd be a good idea to lift up the sleeper and stick him under there. And then, went and checked in. And that didn't work at all, because Boone didn't like being under the sleeper. And he was raising hell, man. He was barking. And like, do you have a dog in there? And I'm like, But they would not let me in with that. And I'm in Texas, and I don't know if it was a load to get me home or whatever. I can't remember. So what I end up having to do is Dad head to a vet in town and like kennel Boone for, I don't know, a couple of hours or whatever that it took to get loaded. But when I got there, they were like, well, we need to see all the shots and rabies and vaccinations and his Corona passport and, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I ain't got all that. And I think maybe one of them had expired or whatever. So I ended up having to spend like $80 on fucking shots, to get him so he could stay there for
a couple of hours. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But was it a good was it a good thing anyway? That, I mean, at least you got the shots out of it, right?
Yeah, there you go. At least you got those.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Lockoutmen Podcast Show. My special guest for the evening is my man Trucker Jim from the Trucker Jim
What's up, everybody?
Trucking Journey on YouTube. Arthur Smith, thank you very much, man. I do appreciate it. He says, good, refreshing show. Not mention much in trucking, but hey, hello, I got a pup. Surprised New Day truckers could really chime in. Happy trails. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, man. I try to bring, some, some quality videos for you guys to watch, and, and a quality channel. So definitely welcome to the L.O.M community. Don Schuler, you say, aren't you that messy guy? No, Don. Not that guy.
I think I know Don Schuler. That long Don Schuler.
Yeah, trucking with Corey. What's going on, bro? How you feel? Thank you guys for being in there. Trucker B SoCal. What's up, L.O.M? What's up, Trucker Jim? I'm subscribed to your channel. I like your content, especially when you had your buddy on the truck. Yes, sir. There you go. Boom. On the truck singing when he made that music video, Walk a Mile in My Shoes. Jim, tell us about that, man, because you made several skit videos, and Walk a Mile in My Shoes was one of them. What was the thought process behind that?
Well, it was all because of my friend, David Doherty, also known as Trucking Elvis, is kind of what he was called on my channel. But he's been a musician since, ever since I've known him. But I think that kind of started in the '90s, and even with a Elvis impersonator for a while. You know, he had some original music. But this "Walk a Mile in My Shoes," it's a cool song, man. Cool message behind the song, but it wasn't an original song of his. It's kind of an old song. Elvis did a cover of it. Several people did. It's never really been a big mainstream hit or
Mm-hmm.
anything, but he had, before we met, he had recorded a version of this song, and I think it was at like a Nashville studio. And they were starting to, I don't know, do some promoting for it, but then his wife ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and he kind of came off the road with his music, you know, with that. And then they ended up getting divorced after that. She got out of cancer or whatever.
Right.
But it's always been a special song for him, and he turned me on to it. And then, you know, he kind of got on the truck team for a while, and I just thought it was a cool ass song, and I wanted to, you know, kind of share it with my audience because I thought some of you guys would like it. And you know, I've been doing this whole video thing, well, ever since you guys know me on YouTube. You know, with the ambition to continue to elevate my skills and value in
Uh-oh.
that whole field, whether it's from being in front of the camera or behind the camera, or probably my biggest happy place is where I feel I'm better than most human beings that walk the earth at, is editing video and putting the whole things together. That's
Yeah,
what
yo,
I really
I gotta
enjoy
give
the most.
I
So,
gotta give you
you know, this
give
was
you
kind of an opportunity
I gotta give you a bomb
to
drop for
develop
that.
those skills.
I gotta give you a bomb drop for that, man. Your skills, your editing skills came a long way from the iPhone all the way up until now to where you can, put music to clips and merge clips. Your skills will from upping your skills from what is it, iMovie to now iMax or whatever the hell that program is. um I had to give it to you, man. Your skills on the editing side is
So,
one. I was very impressed with it, by the way.
hey, did you see a video I made last week? What the hell was it called? Cool Trucker Gear is the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
I show a couple of products that I've got recently.
Mm-hmm.
I forget why I brought that video up, but it has some pretty cool drone footage from I-10 Lake Charles of the bridge right there. Man,
So
I
you
lost the train of thought. There was some point I was bringing to that video, something cool in it that I think you'd like. Uh, but it's got music, drone footage, and you know, it's an edited video, good sound, and got a good
so
flow movement to it.
So when you started, we've been in YouTube for a while. I mean, you started it in 5 years ago. I've been on YouTube for a little bit longer, but I started trucking content videos around the same time we came into US Express.
That's what I was
Um
thinking.
with so much content that you got on YouTube. um I we talk to each other in the background because me and you both is at the same amount of subscribers, and we're trying to figure out, like, what are we doing to like gain more subscribers. What are we doing? Because if it's up to us, we feel that our content is good, if not the best out there. But what are we doing? Or let me ask you this: not what are we doing, but forget that. What can we do to gain more subscribers? What do you think we need to do?
Because I'm not doing that now. Like, gaining more subscribers is pretty fucking far down my priority list right now. Like, my
Mm-hmm.
last, I don't know, several videos I hadn't made a penny on because I was more excited about having a cool ass song and the video than I don't know. I am what I make off of it. I look at my entire YouTube channel differently than probably most, like differently than you do, or Red Viking Trucker, or anybody else. I've never looked. Well, I can't say never, but I never really put a major priority on the income generation from AdSense and I don't know, getting all in with brands and that stuff, because that just ain't a big interest. I'm not saying I'm against that stuff, but I've always looked at it all as practice to get better, to make epically cool content, to go to another level with when I got enough stuff figured out. Which before we get off, I'm going to drop an idea on you that I can't get out of my head, and I'm really putting a plan in place to put myself in an environment where I do the things that makes me happy.
And that's what it's all. And that's what it's all about.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
You know, now that we're talking about YouTube, guys, Trucker Jim was on the channel before, so if you want to know about what was like before,
let me answer your question about how do, like, if I did want to make as many people as possible watching my next video, I would get out paper and I would think about it before I start. Typically, I'm like, all right, hell, I got a little time. Let me start a video. And it's, I'm completely winging it most of the time. I might give a little bit of thought, but I just ad lib, whatever's going on, and
exactly
share a story out of it. But if it was a priority, like that first video you saw, it's got like 80,000 views. It's going to be my first video go over 100,000. Backing basics. How to back a 53-foot trailer.
That was the one you did. That was the one. That was the one you did at US Express, right?
Yeah, it was all filmed with cell phones and a GoPro, and I had like a reset going on in Shippensburg, and I found two guys that I don't know were willing to help me, and that's how it made that video. I've been wanting to do it, but the vision I had for a backing video, I couldn't do it by myself. I mean, maybe I could if it was in a safe environment and set tripods up, but around trucking stuff, man, fuck you. I ain't going to do that because somebody's going to come run over my camera in a minute because, trucks are all over the place and trailers swinging and, stuff like that. Maybe in a controlled environment, but like doing it at a truck stop, there's no way you couldn't, to get three angles of the truck backing up. You know what I mean? But with that one, the most important things for the success of a video, more so than how good the actual video is the title. It's got to have a good title, and a good thumbnail. And I tell you, on the majority of my content, Sean, I would begin with no title in mind. Like I said, just let me turn a video into whatever's going on in the day. And then when I'm editing, I'm like, what in the hell am I going to name this thing? And I end up watching it like 5 times, and I'll use some phrase I use or something. Or sometimes I'll just come up with a clickbaity thing that makes people wonder, and that don't have a whole lot to do with the video. But anyway, if you want to have a great video, well, you need to think about it first. And title, and what your thumbnail's going to look like. In my experience, the best ones, that's kind of where the idea started. Okay, get title and thumbnail good. All right, then let's break it down in some bullet points and plan as far as, key points that I want to have on there. I don't tend to do too much actual scripting, so to say.
You might be going into a dead zone,
but at least get bullet points and key points. Kind of get it.
I think.
Yeah, I think I'm out of it.
Jim,
then after that,
Jim,
title and thumbnail, and then the optimization of
it. Jim. Yeah. I think you're going through a dead zone.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I think you're going through a dead zone. You keep going in and out.
Okay, well, I'll keep moving. I'll come out of it soon. Am I back yet?
Yeah, you back. I hear you loud and clear now. All right, so
but I ain't
Jim,
the guy
man,
to talk to on how to build a big YouTube channel because I don't really have one. I'm not even at 10,000 subs yet, and I've been doing it over 5 years. So,
I know,
but
right?
like I
And
said,
it's
it's not my
crazy.
priority. I found myself enjoying it less when I was at my peak because what's kind of commonly called trolls, that people that want to give their opinion of how I'm wrong about something, or I suck at this, or my eyebrows are uneven. You know, you start inviting yourself to more criticism the larger your channel gets, and I don't know, sometimes I may not respond the appropriate way.
Well, you know, now that you mentioned that, you know, the YouTube issues, you know, of course, I myself was in YouTube controversy before, man. You mentioned you mentioned RVT. And here's let me bring this up right
I
here.
kind of linked to him in a lot of ways, not intentionally at all, but
right.
But
you and RVT, y'all did work at G&P at one point together, right?
Yeah, probably over a year.
All right, so you know,
maybe 2 years, something like that.
At one point, I see this video right here where all smiles and all like that. And then I seen another video where it kind of went off the rails. And then I seen another video where y'all came back together. Was there any like what made y'all fall off the rails? And how did y'all get back on track?
Well, we don't really talk and hang out anymore. But I should have followed the advice that several people gave me: is, Trucker Jim, just stay in your lane. Do you. Don't worry about all this bullshit. But I let some other YouTubers kind of charge me emotionally, and I started not liking them, I guess would be a nice way to say it. And these were actually two very good guys that got bigger audiences than me, that I've met personally, that I've hung out with, that were nothing but cool to me. But I'll let just the energy of it, I don't know, the YouTube bullshit, affect me, and it changed how I felt about them, temporarily. Now I'm not subscribed to them. They never show up on my newsfeed. So it's kind of like they're dead to me. So, I can't say I dislike them. I hadn't thought about it in a long time until you brought it up. But it was a YouTuber called Trucker Coach, which now I think mainly is, I don't know, geared towards fairly new truckers, educating them on stuff. A free coaching kind of channel. But he didn't so much do that, I don't think, is because it was a passion. It was kind of in response to something RVT had started on his own, which RVT is very entrepreneurial minded, comes from an entrepreneurial background. He's not a stupid man. He has an educated way about him for sure, and solid business sense. And he left. I don't know his whole fucking bio, man. I don't know. I think it was real estate or some shit that he did prior to truck driving. But when he came into truck driving, he'd been doing YouTube videos, already. He started doing, his style of it. And I think early on it was, edited stuff. It's from the G&P perspective, but
then
he started doing live things, and then he resonated with a lot of people. His channel grew, at a pretty decent rate, when he started trucking.
In the beginning, I had strong opinions about RVT at one point, but later down the line, I begin to, after watching his content for as long as I have came to appreciate a lot of the stuff that he's done. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he was actually pretty damn innovative in a lot of ways for the YouTube
exactly.
trucker platform.
You know, like I said in the beginning,
but
it was like
these other motherfuckers, like Truckers Coach, and then the other one was Lil Dog.
Okay.
And there's other ones, you know, they were all together.
Let's keep it moving. we
know
that
became called the Inbred
story.
Empire.
Yeah, let's keep it moving, Jim.
You know, the Inbred Empire.
Listen, Jim, let's keep it moving.
I never stopped moving. What you talking about? You waiting on me? You backing up, Sean.
Let's keep it moving, man. I mean, you know, like I said, man,
Is that a subject I need to avoid or something?
No. We all in, you know, like I said, we all in this, you know, we all got YouTube controversy, and for whatever reason, people just, you know, don't like us for whatever reason. Let me just flip the script. Hold up right quick. Hold up right quick. Hold up.
Let me recommend.
Wait. Let me ask you this. No, listen, Jim. Let me ask you, Jim. Listen. What do you see? You see it coming. We've been in it. What do you do to what do you do to, like, I guess, what advice would you give to people that, you know, if somebody that don't like them, that don't like you or something like that, what advice do you give them to, like, you know, do you just stay away from it? Do you contribute to it? Do you respond to it? What do you do?
And what's the context of the question? What do I do again?
Like, okay, so
if I don't like something, I tend to not watch it. And I don't tell other people what they need to like. I don't tell other people what their opinion needs to be. They're damn grown men or women or whatever. They can do that on their own. I try not to really put a whole lot of energy into, but where I went wrong with, because now I had contact with RVT and we spoke on, you know, somewhat of a regular basis, and had, you know, talked about collabs, and, you know, had been in each other's video a little bit here and there when we would just run across each other. But, you know, he really geared his content in kind of an educational direction, but also how to make good decisions in trucking, and come at it with, you know, a little more education that gives you power in it. And I saw value. And not that I'm going to sit there and watch all of his videos, but, you know, for other people, compared to some of the other stuff, I saw value in his whole niche that, you know, he was working in, which he was very consistent in. I, on the other hand, was not, because I don't know, being super fucking trucker that, like, everybody likes, and, you know, I know more than everybody and let me train everybody. That was never my goal. Mine was to learn filmmaking and document my journey. And I just showed everybody what the fuck I'm doing, you know, kind of thing. And occasionally, you know, I'd get an idea for something that's more, you know, trucker, you know, related, and would do that. But what I always had the most fun is showing the scenery, you know, from the road, and try to get a cool shot at it and put it to some music so, you know, it flows and it's fun to watch. And then, you know, I would talk some too. So my motivation was completely different than RVT's on there. And the revenue he generated from his was a lot better than mine, because, you know, he would be getting super chats and website subscriptions, personality profiles, and then he had a lot of people wanting to, you know, ask him questions. So that's how the whole coaching call thing kind of organically developed for him.
All right.
And I don't know exactly what the price, the time of it is, but other truckers thought, wait a minute, this motherfucker's been trucking for a year and he's trying to give coaching calls, and they were they took offense to it. They're like, my granddaddy was a trucker, My daddy was a trucker. I've been around trucking my whole life. Come to me for it instead of this redheaded salesman con man. It was kind of the attitude they had. And I shouldn't even expose myself to it as much, but at the time, I thought I wanted to make friends with other YouTube truckers. I had this vision of collaborations and doing, some cool stuff. More cinematically than the industry, because I never thought about being a truck driver until about a month before I became one.
Okay,
I like
Kevin.
traveling, seeing
Hold,
new
hold on,
places.
hold on, Trucker Jim. Kevin Vag, I had the slightest idea what you're talking about. So do me a favor, and I want to remove that. Do me a favor and give
What
me
was
a
his
little bit
favor?
of no, I said I'm asking him to do me a favor and give me a little bit of clarity on what he's talking about, because what I'm reading is like pure mumbo jumbo right now. Country Ghetto, what's going on right quick? He says always stay drama free, and he said always stay drama free, then allows you to be sucker free. That's what's up. He also says that he's gotten more views just by buying and using a couple of catchphrases, like catchy words. That's what's up. Sometimes it is about
That did. He was good at that with his catchphrase, "Run your face off." There were several, and they were kind of weird and goofy in the beginning, but I don't know. He stuck with it, and he branded himself, and that's a good practice. That's a good habit for a creator to do. Which
So
I didn't.
Jim,
Like, you never know what the hell you're gonna see in any video I make. They're all over the place.
yeah, I see Country Ghetto. I appreciate it, man. I got him. Yeah, there you go. I got him. Trucker Jim, man, 5 years in the game. The current company that you've been at, you've been rocking and rolling with them for quite a while. As a matter of fact, you did some you was a trainer with them. You did some media work for them. Now that now they transition into a new company. You've been there going on for like what, 4 years, 3 years?
It'll be 5 years in December.
5 years in December, man. That's crazy. How has the experience with what the company has been so far?
I think it's been pretty good. Um, I've made more. Well, I don't. I've made more money, here than, with the exception of one excellent year when I was 24. I've made more money here than I have anywhere else in my life.
Now
even including when I was in insurance.
Now you 5 years deep with that company. Are you capped yet, or are you still getting raises every year?
I don't even know, man. Uh, I don't know. Things keep changing. I don't know. I ain't even exactly sure what the bonus scale is right now, because there was G&P Trucking, which had been around since the 30s, but then they came under control of the Castle family, which is the same family that owns Southeastern Freight Lines, which is an LTL company. They got G&P in the 80s, and they hired Clifton Parker, our president. But the dad is the old man of the Castle family, is the one that made that deal happen, and I think he kind of got out of the picture not too long after that. And then the kids and stuff are in, and I don't want to say G&P was a redheaded stepchild of the Castle family. They really didn't care about it, but it sort of seemed that way. And they just told Clifton, "Hey, man, you run it, do your thing, just don't embarrass the family." And that's what Clifton did. And he got the Lowe's account and others, and they were mainly day cabs for a long time, and then they kind of expanded into being a Southeast regional company, but also had somebody, I don't know if it was Clifton or one of the others, that worked out some stuff, border crossing things down in Laredo and a little bit of El Paso that was really supporting the automotive industry that's really been flourishing the last few decades in South Carolina with BMW, and we got now Volvo and, all the parts manufacturers that, make the BMW parts and things. So, G&P had a lot going on with that.
All right.
But anyway,
so Jim,
all that kind of changed.
So but before you got with them, of course you was with US Express, and let's talk about why you left US Express. And I wanted to touch on how did you,
I got fired.
I want to know, how did you fight the ticket that you got? The ticket that you got was a speeding ticket, it was a speeding ticket. It was in the work zone or whatever. You got fired.
Yeah, I was doing 15 miles less than I'm currently doing on the interstate. I was on the interstate, but apparently, according to the cop, which I guess what cop says what counts, right? I was in a work zone doing 50, and in this particular work zone, according to the cop, it's a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. So I got dinged for 15 over in a work zone, which ain't good, people.
All right, so you got the ticket. And you got the legal thing, the legal Zoom, the legal. So from the time you
legal protection or whatever it's called, a lot of companies have it as a payroll benefit. That US Express had it at the time, is how I was a member of it. Pretty cheap. I think it's only like $3 a month or something along that line. But it gives you access to a legal network that really specializes in help truckers and trucker related legal matters, and
all right,
such as a speeding ticket like I had. But so this was up in Montana, man. So I'm from the Carolinas. Can you imagine me going up to Montana for court?
So you got
to be inconvenient. No? Montana? Are you kidding me?
You got the ticket, and you got the lawyers to work you got the ticket and you got the lawyers to work for you. What did the lawyers do for you to did they get the ticket knocked down? Did you still have to pay for the ticket? What was the end result of that? What was the end result of that?
I mean, it's probably a couple $100, $150, something. I ended up being reduced to 9 over, which is still not a good ticket to have, but it won't get you fired. And as long as you don't get another one, you can work places. But yeah, it got reduced to 9 over. Now, I've used them a bunch, man. There's probably been, I don't really remember these because there wasn't really any consequences for me, but a few times, I've used this service in my personal vehicle over the years too. And they'd get it dropped completely and it would just go away and there would be nothing. No fine, no points, no nothing. It's like it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like. That's what I really wanted on the Montana one, but fuck, I was 15 over in a work zone, But before the court date rolled around, I got called and routed to talk to someone in safety in Shippensburg. And well, as soon as I walked in, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it ended with, "Jim, we're gonna have to let you go."
One and done.
And then there's a video about it. Yeah, and they offered to, get me a Greyhound ticket to send my happy ass, back to North Carolina at the time. But I had Boone with me, and a big refrigerator on my top bunk, and all the stuff I'd been trucking with for the past, however long I was out on the road. So, Greyhound really wasn't going to work too good. And I didn't have a credit card at the time. I do now because of the lesson I learned that day. I ended up having to get a little U-Haul truck to load all my stuff and get me and Boone back home. But, yep.
All right.
And then, the court date rolled around and it was reduced.
All right. Did you have to go to court, or the lawyer took care of all of that?
No, man, it was in Montana. The lawyer takes care of all that and just keeps you in the loop.
All right. Now,
you exchange numbers, so they'll call you from the courthouse and everything.
So would you suggest the new drivers that's coming into the game, would you suggest them to have that as a backup plan as well? Because a lot of us drivers don't have legal shield or legal protection or anything like that.
It's $3 a week, I think, $12-13 a month. Yeah, I feel a lot better having it, but crazy shit happens to me all the time. It has my whole life, and having legal access, I put a premium value on that because it is valuable when you need it.
Exactly.
Because I learned a lesson in child support court I went to without a lawyer, and they bent me over and fucked me in the ass and double penetrated me. I wasn't supposed to say the F word. That is a R. We were trying to keep it PG-13. I do apologize if your baby girl sitting in your lap.
That boy said double penetration. Woo! Country Ghetto, man. What's up?
Oh, Country Ghetto, $1,300 a month.
Country Ghetto says, I got an ABS ticket for following too close. I called Legal Shield and they got it reduced to illegal parking. Go figure that one out. Man. Trucker J says Trucker Jim.
Yeah, they are knowledgeable on like, hey, it's this.
I didn't go
I
ahead.
Didn't catch that, Sean. What'd you say?
No. I just finished up a quote with Country Ghetto said, and Trucker J says Trucker Jim actually has good self-service moving. Who's your carrier? Ain't your carrier T-Mobile?
AT&T, baby.
AT&T.
HBO will give you HBO Max free. So I got to watch the 4-hour Justice League and freaking Godzilla in the truck, baby.
You say you was able to watch that in
the truck. Movie theater? Yeah. I got a flat screen. I don't know if anybody else has a flat screen Velcro to the wall of their truck, but Trucker Jim does. My Volvo was missing a TV mount for some reason where, most of them are.
Oh, you say you Velcroed that bad boy.
Improvise. Dude, I'm a Velcro engineer.
All right, so Trucker Jim, after you got terminated, you got your walking papers, you made it back home. For a little bit, you had a difficult time getting with companies, man. You kind of narrowed it down to, before you got with G&P, you kind of narrowed it down with Hannity and Pepsi. Hornady. Why during that time? This is your first time getting the ticket. This is the first time you ever got, in a situation. Why did it take? Why was it so difficult for you to get the next trucking job?
Well, probably my mouth, to be honest with you, because when I'd get on the phone with the recruiter, I'd say, all right, here's my situation, and I'd tell them everything, even though it wasn't showing at the time on any kind of DAC report and everything because it was still pending, but it was me telling them. They're like, oh, well, get that taken care of and call us back then, is what the majority of them was saying. Especially with a pending 15 over in a work zone.
But basically, it didn't.
Look, I have zero concern on 15 over in a work zone staying because it was bullshit to begin with. I was going 50 miles an hour on the interstate, and there wasn't no orange barrels or, I don't know. There might have been a sign up. But.
So basically, you was just being honest and be like, look, I got this speeding ticket. I'm a new guy. We were still rookies
Absolutely.
in the game. You was telling everybody like, yo, I got this ticket.
And the other thing, I was a little bit shy of 2 years experience. So, at the time anyway, there was, a lot of opportunities, especially local driving, that required 2 years experience at the time, which I was a little bit short of. So, I had that working against me as well at the time.
Now
Yeah,
you
but I
did
went to
get.
Hornady,
Mm-hmm.
and they set me up. And as I got there, I was asking myself, I don't know if this is the company I want to be with. It's flatbed, and all their trucks are manual. And well, after truck driving school, I didn't ever drive a manual again. At U.S. Express, it was all automatic. So I was pretty rough on my downshifting, and there was, I don't know, like 3 other drivers, and you know how it is, man. They all giggle and smirk and everything if you grind gears. I don't know if you remember truck driving school and stuff like that. And I was grinding some, and then like my steer tire like went off the road a little bit at one point, because I guess I broke my eye contact to the road and was looking at the shifter. So they failed me on the driving test and sent my ass home.
Mm.
It was a humbling moment, let me tell you. I still made a video about it, but it was humbling.
and that's the
And then I went to Maverick.
That kind of put us all
That's
in
when season 2 started.
That kind of put us all in a thing too, that just because we got our CDLs does not necessarily mean that we got a job, right?
I tell
Did
you,
you hear me?
nah, yeah, it cut out a little bit.
No,
I
said
heard
just
something about a CDL.
I said just because we got our CDLs doesn't always guarantee a job, right?
Not if you done some stupid shit, it don't, and got some things working against you. That driving record, I mean, there's a lot of things, important. There's a laundry list of things that a company could hold against you. And it's what I've learned is it's not so much that recruiter or anything, it's their policies that are in line with their insurance company's policies for the rate that they have for their size of fleet. So, concerns of safety, in my experience, are definitely something that can hurt you and prevent you from the better opportunities.
Now
part of the better opportunities.
Now you mentioned Maverick. We're not going to go into too much detail, but let's fast forward to what happened. You
I got fired.
You got fired from there because of the truck turning, but luckily you was all right. You was all right.
The trailer of lumber,
and the trailer was all right too. Yeah. By the way, the trailer was on point too.
It was secured anyway, but it still was kind of over on its side and had to get wreckers come out with straps and stuff to turn it back over, and it damaged. So after I got back to the terminal so they could check the truck out, I got a phone call saying, "Sorry, Mr. Davis, we're going to have to let you go." So that was two firings for safety issues.
Same year.
One in September, one in November.
Right. And then after
Not
that,
even 90 days.
Right. And even after that, even with that on
my trucking deal was done.
Right. Even with that on your record, you got with G&P. What did you tell G&P? And what did they? Obviously, you with them. You've been with them for 5 years. What was the conversation between you and the dispatch? I mean, not the dispatcher, but you and the recruiter and
safety.
And what did they did to bring you in? I mean, you had 2 accidents in the same year, and what?
Well, I was doing the whole online and what was it, 10th Street and all that to look at places, and I getting turned down left and right. I think I got turned down by 30 companies. There was a few times I thought it was getting ready to happen, and I was honest about everything. But at this time, the ticket was still pending. The court still hadn't come, so that was pending. And then I'd also got a ticket for that trailer turning over. Not initially, because it ended up getting dropped because it was a very unsafe, unmarked drop-off on the side of the road. So, hell, I still, my tires go off the edge making right-hand turns and stuff still to this day, It all does. If you don't go out to the left, that's the way it works,
Right.
But it was a lady cop. But then she came back to me and said her supervisor said she has to write a ticket because of all the the police and
Stop traffic and all like
record
that.
trucks and everything that's come. It was in the middle of the night and it wasn't real busy, there. But she had to write me a ticket, which she did. But I got the lawyers again, and it got completely dropped. There's no record of that anywhere associated with it now.
Awesome.
So that legal stuff helps. I wouldn't be a truck driver today if I didn't have that. Spending $3 a week.
Shout out to the legal.
I need to put a link in the description for the legal thing.
Shit, you should get some residual from that, man. Like, this is what happened to me. I used this company, the legal company, and all like that, and boom, they should give you like $25 for referral, bro.
Yeah, I should put more effort into things like that. But once again, that's not my top priority. We're going to talk about that before we get off the call. But as far as how G&P came about, it was Sunday. I was depressed. I'm thinking, God, I'm going to have to go work in some factory or, something like that because I can't truck driving again because I done messed up too much. And my mom came in and my aunt, her sister, Jean, gave her a newspaper and the want ads in the Index Journal, and G&P Trucking had an ad in there about I don't remember what it said, but hey, there's another trucking company I hadn't tried, and talked to Jeff Wolf in recruiting, and I just kind of told him my story. And both of these, I said I've got lawyers on both of them, and I expect them, the wreck one anyway to get dropped, and the other one to get reduced, and he agreed with me. Then, believe that should be the outcome. And I built a relationship with him, on the phone. We were related with about several things. And he paused for a minute and said, hell, I'll give you a shot. And that started the ball rolling. And then, it was a little iffy when I was talking to safety while I was there, but kind of the same thing. I just was honest with him and let him know I had a plan. I'm not a victim in this situation. I'm a bad motherfucker that's prepared, and I've got a plan. This is my lawyer here, this is my lawyer here, and this is our course of action. The court date is set for here and here. And maybe that oppressed them a little bit to let them know, what kind of driver they're looking to get with me. I'm not, I'm geared to make shit happen, when I need to, and just instead of being a sheep sitting around waiting on somebody to lead me somewhere and give me orders, and I've been here ever since. You've been media director and was making safety videos for him in 2019.
You pretty good. You was pretty good with the company then, and you still pretty good with the company now, right? Would you suggest this company to anybody now that it's up under new management?
Well, that depends if they're going to click a link in the description of my video and put me down as a referral. Then, yeah, I probably would. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm still drawing my opinion on the whole NFI thing. They're pretty big, Sean. And, I hadn't been to all their locations. There's a lot of stuff. I hate that freaking follow me beep thing right there. They need to turn down the sensitivity of it a bit. I was so far from that truck in front of me. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I talking about, Sean?
You was talking about NS. You said you was still, you still.
Oh, NFI. Well, like if you see the NFI trailers on the back of it, it says 95% of our drivers are home daily.
Is that true?
I ain't talking about us Texas guys, but 95%. I guess it was. It used to be true because these ain't like new trailers. These are the trailers they had before G&P, So, they didn't cover it up or adjust the percentage, to include our ratios or whatever. But a lot of them, yeah, man, they are home because like their bread and butter, they think that they do. They don't, it ain't NFI Trucking Company. National Fleet Industries is what stands for. And like if you go to their website, what they call themselves is a third-party logistical solution provider, supply chain provider, or something like that. But they deal with a lot of this stuff that's kind of recession-proof, that is needed for America to function the way it does with just a supply. A lot of it in groceries, Trader Joe's, Aldi's, little, but there's also Walmart ones. There's some Lowe's accounts, but they'll run like the whole operation. They'll lease like a building for the warehouse, the distribution center and all that, hire the office staff, the forklift operators, the other people that sort and set things up in the staging area for the truck drivers. And each account's a little different, but it's really customized by what they would call the client, such as Aldi's or Walmart or Lowe's or Walgreens, different liquor distributors like the one Heaven Hill up in Bardstown, Kentucky. And on many of those, well, really all of those, unless it's a national thing, they have like their geographical territory that they cover that, to go to local stores. And, all that stuff's day trip kind of stuff, leave from there and, come back, store deliveries. So that works real good for, a driver that wants to work local. Some of it's daytime, some of it's nighttime, it depends on the account. But that's what the bulk of NFI accounts are, is something similar to what I described. But there's also ones at lumber yards that do building supplies. We got one in North Carolina, one in South Carolina that, do that kind of stuff, particle board and plyboard, that kind of things. And then, I don't even know what they're working on now, but there's a lot of that. And there's a lot of stuff with Lowe's Home Improvement too. We even, they even run a few of the DCs that are local, store deliveries. There's a few of those.
All right. Arthur Smith, what's going on, bro? Arthur Smith says, great advice from Trucker Jim. I'm 27 years, truck 10 years, bus medical retired, and always have a mouthpiece. Blessed in my career that I never had an accident. This info is good for the company drivers. He also comes back and says, as well as owner operators, insurance have always been the game from truck driving school to the last mile. Thumbs up to you, Trucker Jim. That's what's up.
Well, appreciate the kind words.
That's what's up. Trucker Jim, so from then up until now, how has trucking been for you, man? I mean, you 5 years deep. Have you ever thought about I know there's a few videos that you have said in your videos that you thought about going owner operator. Is that still a thought in your mind, or what's you thinking about that?
I don't want to do it, is what I'm thinking.
Now, why you don't?
I know I probably could. That ain't the answer y'all are wanting to hear, because a lot of company drivers, that's what they're building to get to the point where they have their own truck. They're in control of their future, and and can deny loads, and be in control of how you work and everything. And I can absolutely appreciate that, but I want to do it a different way than an owner operator. There's something else that trumps my desire to do that. I mean, I see some advantages in it, because the things I don't like now is this company driver bullshit that I'm kind of relying on what dispatch, wants me to do, instead of, me telling them exactly what I'm going to do. I'm vulnerable because I'm riding around in their truck. And the fact that I don't have a dog now since my Boone died, and I can't have a dog in here because why? It ain't my truck. It's their truck, and that's a policy they decided to implement that I must adhere to, being an employee as I am currently. And then the same thing with the rider policy, which I think I hear it's not official yet, but NFI is supposed to change their rider policy from this bullshit that they got right now that the only ones you can have is your spouse, which I guess is okay if you're married, but if you're divorced and single like me, then guess what? Your ass is by yourself. And I don't like that at all. And that's a big motivation of me not, hooking my little red wagon to them and declare I'm in it for the long haul with them.
All right.
But there's a lot of good things about NFI, especially as far as the upward leadership. But at the same time, they're not a small company. So the best thing about G&P when I first started here was the communication was absolutely excellent. The personal touch, and the people, we all knew each other, and you knew where the safety department was, John Billingsley and Ben Harper, or the two safety guys. And if it wasn't for me to be able to actually have a conversation with, a person, eyeball to eyeball or on the phone in those relations, I would have never got hired. If it was just like these other motherfuckers in a call center with their headset and their polos on that's never truck drive before, that has their checklist of things they have to have for their insurance company, which G&P was self-insured. I think that's just better. And I've always appreciated the personal touch, and that's kind of lacking, in my opinion, here now. Like, pay gets messed up. Sometimes trip don't count, or, whatever the case may be. When it was just G&P, I knew who to call. Miss Glenda in payroll. And Miss Glenda knew our payroll system and everything back and forth. And the reason if it wasn't on there, she ain't got an email from somebody telling her to put it on there. So it's real easy to determine what the problem was. And she would send an email for that person. So said verification, was coming, because I was getting paid all kind of ways, especially when I was media director for, doing videos. So I would drive and not drive a truck for a couple weeks at a time because I would, have video projects that I was working on. If you guys would like to see any of that, if you go on YouTube and just search G&P Trucking, and that's G, the little and symbol, P, Trucking, there's a YouTube channel called G&P Trucking. There's like 60 videos on there. And I made them all except for the first 3 or 4 that's on it.
Okay. G&P. All right. So with G&P Trucking, with that, of course, you've been there for, like you said, you've been there for a while. You've been there for 5 years, and you definitely enjoy rocking out with them. Is there anything in the future? Well, I think he froze up. Uh-oh. Yo, Jim, I think we lost you. Uh-oh. Jim. Yo. Yep, I think we lost him, y'all. Hold on. Yep, I think we lost him. I think he kind of like froze up right quick. Wow. Yep, we did lose him. Country Ghetto, you said that's what you was saying earlier, being in control of your destiny. Exactly. Yeah, look like we lost Trucker. Oh, there we go. Here he come. You coming? Oh, there you go. You're back.
Hey, can I spin the camera around to show you what's in front of me on this?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait. You actually have to go through a thing, and then you got to go through another thing. It's part of me might be. Well, damn.
I guess I'm just forget about it then.
Yeah, because
safety
you're driving
first, right?
Driving. You're driving, and you're not supposed to have. You're not supposed. Yeah, we don't want G&P to see this and stuff like that.
It's funny that you say that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your question?
Speaking of which, on some of your videos on YouTube, man, you did mention about a few incidents that some people called in on your company, man. What was that about? You did a video and you said somebody called in on your company and said you was this and you was that. What kind of stuff is that, man? Because
I'm not following you. I don't know what you're asking me, really.
No, all right. It was
my company.
No, it was a video that you made a while back. I can't find it. It was, like I said, I've been following you for a while. It was a video that you made. I think it was a live feed that you came on, and you was talking about somebody called your company because you was live streaming while you was driving.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. Yeah, I hadn't done this in a while, but I think I just told him I wouldn't do it anymore. I think that's when it was just G&P though. That was a while back.
Well, how do you feel about how do you feel about people just right off the rip, just they don't even know you? Like, the fuck? I mean, they don't even know you, and they calling in your company, and for what?
Nothing came of it, man. There was zero consequences. I vaguely even remember that. And see, that was another reason for me, the size of G&P at the time. I'd already established such a good relationship and had a history of, the work I provided, and enough time for them to know me a little bit, and they're going, oh my God, we got a complaint, we got to fire this driver. I'd had established some value, with myself and the company, and also a lot of drivers had come because of me too. So I kind of separated myself that way as well.
It's not, when you think about it, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Pretty much.
I was talking earlier about how I hadn't made a tremendous amount of money off my channel in AdSense because of the way I like to use music.
Mm-hmm.
I developed another way to get paid from my channel, and it started with US Express. I think I had 16 driver referrals I was paid on the year and a half I was at US Express, and I don't even know how many it was with G&P. It's at least 26. So, and I got another one recently. It really dropped off when I started doing the media director stuff because I didn't feel, I don't know, I was a little reluctant to say, hey, this is all about me. Make sure you put me down as your referral on here. I started, they were paying me, the salary I requested, to do that. So I kind of just started focusing on building the company up in their channel instead of, my own personal gain, which I never really looked at it that way. I was always, at the US Express, very authentic. And what I was doing, my relationship with dispatchers, the way they were running me, the bullshit that frustrated me I ran into, and how I overcame those things. I was very authentic with it. And I would show my paychecks too. And, early on, I come from a sales background. And very early on, I did the math. I knew, like, I wanted to make over $1,000 a week. My first week on my own, I wanted to make that. You know what I mean? Because I needed to. I was behind on everything at the time. And I broke it down, some simple math, and I was team driving, that this truck needs to do 1,000 miles a day. Because we was only getting paid like 22 cents, or something like that. And there was two of us, so that's 500 miles a shift. So that kind of, which it would end up being 5,000 miles. And I don't know, that was over $1,000, but I thought I might be able to bring home $1,000 if I did that. So, I had a goal that I strive for each drive shift, and actually pushed my partner to do the same thing because he was going to get the same benefit I did, from doing that, because we were a team. And that's kind of the way I looked at trucking from the get-go. Is I broke it down and did the math, started with the end in mind, how much money I wanted to make, and then broke it down. Well, okay, well, what do I have to do to make that $1,000? Now $1,000 ain't enough. I'm really like 1,500 $1,300 is the lowest I want to make in a week. But I like $1,500 and $1,800 weeks now. But it's simple math, and I broke it down to that daily activity I needed to do that.
All right. So
and, that
Jim,
was right out of the gate.
Jim, let's switch gears right quick. We see we see an abundance of female truckers coming out here in this game. A few of them came out
I had
to
noticed
express
an abundance.
It's an abundance. It's abundance of females that came out. They came out into the game, and their issues are when they get with a trainer, they get assaulted by their trainer. You being a trainer at one time, would you have trained a female?
No, I wasn't gonna take the chance. I wasn't gonna put myself in that situation. Plus, I was married at the time, and it just wasn't worth the risk for me.
Now, what's your
Now, if I
opinion?
got back into training now, what's my opinion on male trainers and female trainers?
Yes.
That's hard to say on a general terms. I mean, there's plenty of situations that would work fantastically well, and that female trainer would get the most excellent training and would be treated with, respect and, and taught a lot of things she needs to know about out here on the road and would be safe. But then there would be others that it would probably not be like that in any way, shape, or form, and it would be a disaster waiting to happen. And so it depends, man, on the people. That's involved.
How many female drivers is at G&P or NFI?
I have no idea.
Uh-oh. You there you go. You came back in.
There's a good many at NFI. I have no idea what the numbers is, but especially with NFI, not as well. There's some down here in the southeast now, but there's NFI is a good place for female drivers to go. A very good place. It's a good environment for females.
And now that we're still on the female persuasion, since we're still on that, let me ask you this, bro. Like yourself, you're divorced. I'm separated. We're both single, and all like that. Would you prefer a trucker female, or would you prefer a civilian female?
I can see advantages in both, with no more than what they do for a living as my choices there. I don't expect you're going to see this on the trucking journey, but I see a fantastic opportunity for the right couple to get out here and do some really cool things and have some great experiences together and save some money, as a team husband and wife, or even a wife, tagging along. You see that a lot. That's just spending time with the husband out on the road and adding that womanly touch to the truck and, all the things a good woman can bring to her man. We are keeping this PG-13, right? No, but I mean, I see a lot of examples of, that working very, very well, for people. But, the whole civilian thing, I don't know. I'm not a good example on, well, I don't know. I did have a girlfriend for a while that was, very supportive, Misty, and, that worked out, all right, I guess.
All right. That's what's up. Let me ask you this. Have you being a popular YouTuber, you're also, not only that you're a popular YouTuber, but you are, of course, a popular YouTuber. Have you had any females reach out to you via your way of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit. I never hooked up with one though. I don't think.
You say you don't think.
Nah. I had never got laid because of my channel. But it's kind of weird now. Like when I do interact, that whole thing comes up. I don't go too long without kind of dropping that, trucker Jim thing, or that I make.
You're like, hello, I'm Trucker Jim from the trucking journey. Do you know me?
But I tell you, if y'all aren't subscribed, you can go to the Trucker Jim channel and hit the bell and all that. But my expectation, my content's going to be changing about really about summertime is what I'm expecting. And
what we going into, Jim? Hold on before you say. Hold on, Jim. Hold on. Arthur says
that might need to be another video, man. That ain't no quick answer.
Arthur says I've actually trained female drivers in the early 2000s for a mega carrier. Women were good. Hold on, he said women were good. They did their jobs as drivers. We're turning them down. It was a great money, and you can learn from them. Females can do the job. Sadly, there are still guys that believe they should be in the kitchen and expect more to come. More coming into today's professional driving. What do you say about that?
That's a great comment right there. Well, thank you for taking the time to share that with us. And I don't take.
Jim. AT&T.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah, you back now.
Okay.
Might want.
Females are highly capable. And the ones I know are on the better side of the spectrum as far as being good, dependable drivers. Like one that comes to mind is a lady named Kim, and I don't know, she's probably 50 years old, and she's, I wouldn't call her feminine, but she ain't a man. She's a lesbian. She has a girlfriend. And she does a great job, does a lot of local deliveries and things for us, and is one of the most dependable, always pre-trips things, finds things are wrong, does what needs to happen to get that trailer fixed or whatever the problem is. She's an excellent example, one of the better ones we have at G&P. So, I ain't one of these things a woman needs to be a kitchen at all. Because to be honest with you, a lot of them bitches can't cook nowadays. They can barely use a microwave. I'd rather cook myself and instead of depend on a woman to do it. I mean, I used to, but I've always enjoyed cooking, myself, and I like cooking for other people. Good quality foods, that is a priority to me.
Oh, that boy say she can't cook. Oh man,
dude, that's common, especially like girls in their 20s now. That grew up in the fast food and restaurant and takeout world, and not hanging out with grandparents and home cooking. I come from the South. I never lived in a city till I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a very, very rural area.
All right,
all about home cooking and fish fries and barbecues and all that kind of stuff.
All right, Trucker Jim, I appreciate you coming on here, chopping it up with me, man. Great conversation with you as always. We definitely gonna have to get back together again. But you did mention,
I'm getting ready to make a big transition that's probably gonna be summer. Maybe we'll get back, as it's closer to time, because there's several things I have to do before I can make the move. To put myself, to position myself to succeed.
A lot of people is transitioning their channels away from what they initially started out with. We started out with, trucking content, trucking this, trucking that. And it's just now, a lot of people is kind of getting to the point that they don't want to feel stagnant about their channel and about their content. What do you say? What do you think about that? Like a lot of people, a lot of people can find trucking content out there and all like that, but do you feel that you might be alienating some of your subscribers by you making the transition to something else? Uh-oh. I think he crapped out again, y'all. Yep, he crapped out again. Hold on right quick. Hold on, let me. Are you back? Nope. All right, you probably might have to stop and start it over again, y'all. Let me see. Are you back? Nope, he's not back. I might have to get him on the phone. Hold on right quick. That's what we might have to do. Hold that thought. Hold that thought, y'all. We might have to finish this off on the phone. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, we might have to finish this off on the phone. Oh, there you go. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. You're back. There you go. I was about to say we might have to finish it off on the phone.
All right. Hopefully, I'm about 34 miles from. I'm on I-12 in Louisiana right now, but I'm
all right.
34 miles from getting in Baton Rouge. So hopefully, cell coverage will be good here.
Did you hear any? Did you hear the question that I that I brought to you?
I don't know. What was it?
Oh shit! I forgot myself. Oh my god! Damn it, man.
We had talked about women in trucking, but I think we moved by that.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, we're talking about YouTube channels. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Like my channel.
Well, let me. Do you feel like
They used to call it a niche,
right?
I don't know if alienate's the right word, Sean, but they used to say this as a niche, but for some reason the pronunciation has changed to niche now, which I don't really like. Sounds kind of weird. But have a channel that is known for something. So when somebody asks a question, so hey, what's your channel about? You have an answer. And it's kind of like RVT did an excellent job of. It's branded. You have a pretty good idea what to expect on a channel, and you fit in there. So you subscribe, you become a part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like if there's trucking videos, and then there's ones reading Bible verses, and then there's some other showing kids playing in a pool, and then there's others at the racetrack, and then there's one teaching musical theory, all on the same channel. That channel ain't gonna do well, man, because like what kind of audience are you trying to build?
Mm-hmm.
And I've made that mistake. Like my trucking stuff, always really got a good response. That's pretty much my entire channel was built on that base, and also me as a character as well, involved in trucking and experience. But
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to do different things besides that. Like my son's band, recording some of them live, and they're a little on the metal side, did not go over well with my audience. There would only be a few that would be like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." The other ones throwing thumbs down. Not a very good retention rate on those videos. And then I'm a pretty motivated dude and studied a lot of successful people, and habits is a big thing that I've spent an extensive amount of time studying, and trying my own version of habit creation, and the 10 scrolls and things like that. My audience tunes out when I start talking about that, because that's not why they're here. They're not coming to me for life guidance or anything like that. They want to have a little fun, hear some music, see some cool sceneries, and I don't know, see something crazy happen in trucking and seeing if you're getting ready to get fired again. When there's drama events, those get more clicks. And because I don't know, our lizard brain is kind of geared and gets excited over drama and events, and Facebook and YouTube has figured that out by the algorithm. But I think as a channel, you need to have somewhat of a consistent. I don't know if message is the right word, but content for I guess niche or niche. You know, Like if I wanted to do cooking, well, cooking in the truck videos have always done good for me. People like those, but I don't know. I hadn't really decided how I'm gonna do things in the future. I could just keep the same channel and change the name of it. I've got a second channel just kind of parked right now that I don't have anything on that I
Mhm.
could go with that too. I'm not
Have
real
you
sure yet.
now, Jim? You been YouTubing for just about as long as you've been driving. Have
Pretty
you ever
much.
thought about have you ever thought about collaborating with? I mean, we know you did some we know you did some videos with RVT and all like that, but have you ever thought about collaborating with other YouTubers or other truck drivers?
Well, I have a little bit, but yeah, I was like real hip on that idea, for a while, especially when I started going to truck shows and met some other YouTube truckers and everything. And yeah, that'd be awesome. And the little bit that I have done, it was invigorating. It was very, very enjoyable. The camaraderie, is I've always been a fan of doing stuff with other people. I get bored being by myself and recording me and editing me all the time. When my channel and my editing took like elevated jumps on videos were times when I wasn't in the truck by myself. I had a teammate or a trainee or something like that with me that took an active interest in
Mhm.
my channel, and also videos that were created, and they were enthusiastic about wanting to help. I had Kentucky and Massey, D-Man, I had a few foreign guys, one guy from like South Africa somewhere, another guy from Taiwan. Neither one of them spoke that great of English. And when there's somebody else, I don't know, it takes me next level. I elevate when there's other people around versus I'm consistent, I guess, with my efforts and my discipline by myself. But I don't know. I think it goes next level when other people get involved, because you can get inspiration and ideas and things from somebody else. Feed off each other. It's usually funnier. Yeah, I'm all about that. But
Have you
what I'm
have
really putting my thoughts on right now is not so much collaboration in the sense of like me and you, or other YouTubers or whatever, but
Mhm.
I want a crew of like a few people. I desire to do much bigger productions than a trucker gym video,
Okay.
is what
Have
I think
you
about.
you being a trainer, have you ever had to kick somebody off your truck?
I wouldn't say I kicked them off the truck, but I've had a couple get off, and it's really, I think, is I offended them, in some way. Like I've probably offended a few people by the way I talk, on this call, which I don't ever come at people with meanness, but I don't always stroke their little ego like their mama or whatever and accept their bullshit excuses. I'll call them the fuck out on it. Like I pissed a couple of the young guys off, and I've had two that's got off my truck. Both of them, Sean, happen to be African American guys, which I personally didn't think any kind of race was a problem, but I think my mannerisms of the way I talk to them, maybe they thought I'm supposed to, I don't know, put their fucking ass in some kind of pedestal and talk extra fucking respectful, to them or something like that. And I just be me, which, on a training thing, especially the first couple of days, I'll be all in trainer mode and professional or whatever. But after a while, I get kind of relaxed and, I just flow. And the younger one of the two, what got him riled up, and we never recovered from it, which training has always been a natural thing for me. And I learn better when I have the intention, as I'm learning something, I'm going to turn around and teach it to someone else, which it makes me, pay attention, ask questions, gain understanding of the concept behind, things so I can teach it, to others. And I don't know, I was something about the GPS and, trip planning and things like that. But we went and fueled up. And you know how like when you get off the interstate to go to the fuel stop, your GPS does that whole reroute thing. And when you leave the truck stop, it's still rerouted where it's not going to take you back to the interstate. You have to get some crazy way to get around back to the interstate. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You with me, Sean? Like
I'm
when
still here.
GPS is reroute. Well, this guy, you know, out that went out on the boardwalk, at the ocean, saying, "Well, the GPS told me to come here." You know, actually, I don't know, like not being a sheep to the GPS, but he ended up turning away from the interstate. And I was trying to tell him, I saw what he's about to do, and maybe my volume increased to express the urgency of, hey, you're fucking up. Don't turn that way. That ain't where we're going. And I don't know. I guess I was harsh to his little sensitive, ways.
Mm.
And
I
he
mean,
called and told him he wanted to, get off my truck and get another trainer.
Sometimes you got to be that way. You got to be that way. Sometimes some guys just don't freaking pay attention.
I didn't like this kid anyway from the beginning. It was rough, and I didn't really want to be training him from the beginning because he was from Charleston, and I was using the Greer yard. So when we do our home time at the end of the week, that just didn't make no sense. I don't know why they would, set a trainee that's, because it's 2 weeks training for somebody that's in Charleston, which I don't know, that's like 240 miles, away from it. And I had, it was a big pain in the ass to like meet up with the guy because he was at Columbia and he got some other driver to come to where I was shut down at doing a break to get in the truck in the middle. And it was just all kind of screwed up in the beginning. And the first night, I don't know. I've always tried to squeeze and get as much as I can, and I love having monster weeks when I have a trainee and I drive too, and I get paid on all the miles, and have like a $2,000 plus paycheck. That's part of the motivation for being a trainer. And this particular one, I let him drive, and I'd been up all day. I didn't had a full shift, and then he comes, and I'm like, I don't know. We rolled when he got there. And I went back to the sleeper for a minute, and I fell asleep, which you ain't supposed to do that, especially with a first day trainee. I was.
But you was tired.
I made some mistakes. Yeah, I was, which I could have just shut down with him and we slept. But I don't know. I want him to get a couple of 100 miles because it's going to work out good, for the rest of the week. I don't remember the details of it, but that was kind of. And of course, he told them my ass was sleeping there, and I don't think I've trained anybody since that kid.
Tattletale.
But he was, he was like the only boy of like 6 or 7 sisters or whatever, and I don't know. I just didn't really like him. I don't know. He was just soft. He was just a soft boy.
Arthur says, Arthur was good. He says, yes, you will have to kick somebody off the truck. It's mostly guys who know more than you and know more than you and the company. Personally, will turn them off, but it will only be a select few.
You mean to tell you guys how to handle like motherfuckers that act like they know so much and they got all this and they're super trucker? Just ask them questions. Don't try to get in a knowledge battle with them. Ask them questions. And then maybe they do know more than you and you'll learn something. Or they may realize, I don't really know shit. I might need to listen to you. Because, you asked me that question. I never thought of that before. Like, I
But you
rarely get into conflict, like, with other people. But there are moments where I see the potential for possible conflict, but then, how I'm going to respond in those initial moments really dictates how the rest of that's going to go. And most of the time it goes pretty good.
So you decided to you decided to get out of training. As a matter of fact, you kind of
it wasn't so much that, like, I don't know, after him, kind of G&P training, hiring like new people that need to be trained. I don't know, they kind of stopped doing that. So they stopped training more so than me. And they just hire experienced drivers now. NFI hires students on, some of the accounts, but that's kind of a case by case basis. I don't know who those are. Recruiting would have to answer those questions. Because there's a lot of different accounts here. And I've only been to maybe 8 or 9 of them so far.
All right. AM, PM, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. You stay safe out there too, bro. So yeah, Jim, we've been on here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Sean, I'm glad you reached out, man. It was fun.
No doubt.
I will go back and watch this myself.
Right?
Man, you sneaky fucker, Sean. Sent me a text. And I thought it was a link to get on this thing. And it was you gotta pay $2.99. You gotta pay $9.99.
No, I didn't. No, I sent you it was already. No, I didn't.
Not only am I not getting paid to do this, people, I had to pay to talk to you guys.
Oh my God! No, anyway,
Patreon, whatever you got going on.
Anyway, I did not know. He did not. I sent you the wrong link. My bad.
You say that now. You're like, I
sent you the wrong link because it was already clipped to my what is when you clipboard, clip thing, clip whatever. Copy and paste. Yeah, it was already clipped in there. So my bad. I appreciate you being a part of the community though. But listen,
okay, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay, but you're welcome.
Speaking of which, why haven't you gotten your join button yet?
Join button?
Yeah, don't you have it? You like I said before, you got about the same amount of subscribers as I do, and you don't have the join button. Like on mine, like
subscribe button.
Yeah, but you don't have the join button. Like on mine. Hold on, right quick.
Well, I'll answer your question real quickly. I don't feel that I want to take the time right now to add extra administrative stuff that I have to do with my channel, because what I like is filming and putting it together, edit, make a cool thumbnail, and then the rest of the stuff, all that optimization. Now, I like interacting with people. Don't get me wrong on that. I'm not that big of a dickhead, but all that administrative stuff, I don't like it. It's time consuming, and it's already hard enough because I edit like on a level most don't, and it takes a while.
Listen, it's not like it's not like an added administration thing, but it's, you see this button right here. Let me full.
What, do they get something extra for joining?
This button, you see this button right here? Yeah, this you see this button right here?
Yeah.
That's the join button. You got.
Well, I guess for people that want to support the channel, that's one way they can, and it's like what I signed up, I think it's $2.99. Okay.
Right, but what I'm saying is why you don't have it.
Like with your AdSense
deposit every month? That's what I'm saying. It's the membership button. Why you don't have it? That's what I'm saying. Why I'm about to go back to your channel. Why you don't have why you don't have it? Because you got just about the same amount of subscribers as I do, and you should have it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see it nowhere. You know, I'm definitely subscribed and all like that, but I don't see your join button.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
I barely do Instagram, and I don't, and you know Facebook. But all I do is post a thumbnail and a link to the video.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand, because when you go to, like, again,
Well,
you know, like
the reason
my
you don't
channel.
understand is you didn't listen to my explanation that I told you earlier as far as where my priorities lie with my YouTube channel and the content that I've made. I've looked at it as practice to get better and content creation, camera work, editing, those kind of things,
Right.
and then nailing down how I'm gonna be. You know, I guess I don't know. That's been maybe practice too, but I don't know. I'm good at certain things and then I neglect other areas, you know, because usually I'm so freaking ready to be done by the time, you know, I can save it, upload it, and optimize it, and, you know, all that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it in between doing the absolute duties of a full time driver that
I
makes an
remember how to
above
even do
average
it.
income on driving. You know what I mean? So I sacrifice sleep and other things, but doing the editing, things. So I
I
try to
got you.
maintain some type of harmony to prevent myself from getting run down or burn out.
I got you. I got you.
But
Yeah, like I
I'm
said.
glad you said something. You're right. I'm missing, an opportunity that wouldn't cost me
Yeah,
anything but the initial time of
yeah.
setting it
You
up.
don't
So
have to.
thanks for
That's what I'm
bringing it to my
saying.
attention.
Yeah, definitely go in your, go in your studio and see if it's enabled, because
It's not.
you should be able to enable that, because,
And
like I
what is it
said,
called?
it's
Join
called
what?
it's called it's called memberships.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I've seen
so
that on there before.
yeah, you should have it, enable it, and you should, like, it's all, like your day ones would, support you, or whatever.
Did
You
you
know what
say
I'm
gay
saying?
ones?
No, day ones,
Day one.
day ones,
I
definitely.
don't know if I have much of a gay audience or not. I don't really they don't represent themselves in the comments stating that fact anyway. That's
TJ
funny. I thought you
TJ
said gay ones, and you was talking about day ones that's been with me a long time.
TJ Jones, the bull. What's going on with you, bro? How you feel? He said Trucker Jim is in the
TJ.
building. AMPM Repair, what's up? He said this is how you make money, though. Come on now.
Yeah,
And
yeah, you're right.
and AMPM Repair says Lockout Man is putting you in the game, Jim. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's not about, like how you and me is the same when it comes to YouTube. I'm not using YouTube to make any money, but whatever little bit of money YouTube going to give me, I'll take. You know
Oh,
what I'm
I make
saying? And
money
it's
with
just,
it, and I have,
yeah.
you know, probably starting about season 2 when I wasn't using music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the ones I use popular music, I can't monetize anyway. So something like a join
Exactly.
button. I've got a PayPal thing on there, but I ain't got any money from anybody for years on that. I hadn't even mentioned it. It's just there. But if you
But
want
yeah,
people to know
Jim,
about things,
I
you need
mean,
to promote it. So
Jim, I listen. Go to your, when you get a chance to shut down
I
tonight.
will. I will.
Go there and see if you got it, enable it, set it up, and I guarantee you, your because you got a nice little following in your, especially when you go live and all like that. You got a nice little following. Set it up for like 99 cents or something like that, and people will support you. You know. That's why I said I don't use, I don't come on here blasting my Cash App, or people have to pay me to do this and pay me
Because that
to
shit
come in
turns
my,
me off. Like I
yeah.
don't watch people who do that.
Yeah. I don't do that. I just, like I said, just, my membership is good for me. You know what I'm saying?
And
My membership,
also,
and
like,
a
I
few,
don't really
it's only,
believe I deserve any of someone else's money that's watching my videos unless I provide some type of value or at least
Mhm.
entertainment, you know, to them. But just cause I don't know, I spent 4 hours working on this video, don't obligate anybody else for nothing,
Exactly.
But
So,
if they want to
that's why
support
I
the
just use
channel,
that's
having that available for them,
yeah.
you're exactly right.
Just
You're
like
exactly right. That's something I've missed the boat on.
it's just like super chat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't, if somebody want to give a super chat or something like that, that's totally up to them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't expect anybody to, give me a cash app or, cash out $10 for the love or whatever. But the join button, get a brother some coffee or something like that. I appreciate it.
And you're right.
It
I do
shows
have a
it.
lot of good people that's been watching
You
my
do.
channels for years
You do. You
that
do.
have been very supportive and
You
encouraging.
do. You do, Jim. You got you got positive vibes on your joint, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got positive vibes, even if the people even the people that did some of the people that didn't like, the switch ups or whatever, your day ones did. I still got my day ones from my road service days that still rock with me to this day.
Yeah.
AMPM says, L.O.M, you need to make some videos on how to set up a channel once you get going. Man,
there you go. There's a content idea.
Mm-mm.
And that could bridge you to other people besides truck drivers doing, like a how-to, a video creation. So.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll probably might make a commentary on that.
I've been thinking about maybe making some videos on in the editing realm of things and cameras and also like I've got a $400 lens that just got delivered yesterday, and I've got like a $300 camera bag that's being delivered tomorrow, and both of them are fantastic products that I really did a lot of research to pick those two out.
Just imagine if you do a screen capture of one of your edit videos, man. That's crazy. You could
probably be kind of long. Well, I don't know. I can throw some things together if I can sit down and just do it. But usually I'm doing things, while I'm getting loaded and I have to stop, and I'll do it on a 30-minute break and just do it when I can, when I'm not behind the wheel. Because I can't really do it, behind the wheel.
At one point I stopped edited videos. There's this link right there, AMPM Trucker Jim. I stopped editing videos because everybody thinks that making a video is simple, but shit, they don't know. You spend hours and hours of making film footage, but it takes a long time to break down hours and hours to make a 10-minute or a 20-minute video.
Yeah, and then wait till you get into color correction and using multiple camera sources and multiple memory cards, put it and add some drone footage in and it can get time consuming. Mm-hmm. And then there's also little subscriptions that you have to do it on a pretty decent level, like Epidemic Sound, if you want to use, non-copyrighted music that, you can still monetize.
Yeah, I think that's about
and then, TubeBuddy is pretty helpful as far as setting up your tags and doing research on searchable terms and stuff, which I've been kind of missing the ball on that side of things.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got. I got the same. I got a subscription.
I canceled both of them. I don't have any of them right now because I was kind of taking a break from content creating. All I was doing is a live video once a week, but I don't know. Then the bug hit me, and I don't know. It felt so good,
So would you say, cool Jim? Together. Would you say that you actually got burnt out?
No, that's not so much it. I was having some mental struggles that I was going through, and I was concerned of showing kind of the instability of my mental state on camera and sharing with it. Was just the darkness of the thoughts I was having, and at that stage, a year or so ago, which was mainly about a $1,300 a month child support order that got put on me for kids that aren't even mine, that got dropped off at my house by DSS. That was my wife's
what?
cousin's kids, and we
What?
fostered
Whoa,
them for a while. Yeah.
hold on now. Wait. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You child support on kids that not yours? I thought you only had 1, 2, 3. I thought you got 3 kids.
Those 3 kids are the ones I'm talking about. That they were, it ended up adopting a little bit before, we were kind of really already separated. I just wasn't giving all the details of my rocky marriage on YouTube at the time. But
Right.
then, we split up and, divorced. But I told her, and she was in school, and I told her I would still continue to help her out with the kids, but realize I'm helping out. These ain't my kids, and court order child support. You got to let me know right now that ain't never gonna be a thing, or I ain't doing it. She said okay, and I paid for the house, her car, hadn't sent like $900 a month for the longest time, but it was voluntary.
So Jim, you only have one official kid, and that's the oldest kid,
that's
or
Jake. That's the music.
So that's your kid, biologically.
As far as I know, yeah. Supposed to be.
Goddamn, that boy said far as he knows.
That's what she said.
but the other two for sure is not yours.
It's other 3. Yeah, they are absolutely not. We have no blood relation at all. And my ex-wife, was not their mama. The cousin of my ex-wife was the birth mother.
So, bro, wait. How the hell you get sucked in the child support on 3 kids that's not yours and not hers? How is that possible?
Me and her got in an argument about I needed her to sign some papers so I could sell the house that they had moved out of a year previous. So I went a year, paying a mortgage that was empty because she'd moved in with another guy. And she was giving me shit about signing her because, I was married when I bought the house, so they put her on the deed, and I needed her signature to sell it. And she started trying to strong arm me, saying she needed me to sign some kind of parental agreement before she would. And I lost my mind on her.
Tell me you didn't sign it.
It probably would have been better if I did. In hindsight, she kind of has me by the balls, the way the legal system and child support. And hey, you adopted them. Your signature's right here. Quit saying they're not your kids. You adopted them, you son of a bitch. It was like the attitude, that I was given. And
wow.
But I stopped paying her then. I cut her cell phone off, and I didn't send a damn penny. But I was kind of in a tough financial situation. Number one, I wasn't able to save most of my money because I was sending so much to her, paying for her house, and I bought my Chevy truck, which is like over a $30,000 pickup truck with payment and everything. But I'd been living, in the truck, so those first few years I was able to help her out that amount, and I was learning truck driving and learning my filmmaking, starting my channel. And I was getting, I was already doing the media director stuff for G&P at the time when this had happened. But I got a $500 parking ticket at the end of September. I had an elbow surgery that started October the 1st, and I misjudged the recovery time I was going to need on my elbow surgery and thought I would still be doing some video stuff. But that's the whole time when this whole thing with NFI kind of came about. So they put my media director duties on hold and weren't going to pay me anymore to do that. So I was going to have to go back driving, but I just had an elbow surgery and I couldn't, do landing gear with my elbow or close trailer doors or, those kind of things because I was wearing a sling and I couldn't use my arm. I had tendons repaired and stuff. So I went about a month without making any money, had an unexpected $500 parking ticket. And, I had some money, but, I was getting ready to start renting a place with Misty. So I was going to have, living expenses again, which I really, other than my old house, I hadn't. So I was like, all right, the day has arrived where I keep all my money again. And I was willing. I was like, well, if you're not going to sell it, fuck it. That house can repo. I'm tired of paying for it, and a hurricane had come through and the $8,000 to do the repairs. She ended up keeping all that and didn't have anything but the yard cleaned up and nothing else.
But Jim, what that got to what?
But she took me to court, and they compared my income, which that previous year I'd made $79,000 driving for G&P, and according to the courts, even though she had a bachelor's degree, she was making $9 an hour, working about 20 hours a week for some CPA. So they did a little whoopie-whoop comparison of my $80,000 to her $9 an hour thing, and now the $1,700 that she gets because they were foster kids, a stipend, I think is what they call it, that don't count because that's the kids' money. So they just compared her $9 to my $80,000 and came up with the figure. Okay, well, you need to give her $1,300 a month. It was $330.
$1,300 a month for kids that's not yours.
Yes, and it lasts, for over a decade. And that really started fucking with me, Lockout Man, because what I'm supposed to do is be a film director. That all this stuff with YouTube, that's what I'm geared. All my sales experience that I've been doing is to prepare me to be a film director. So I learn how people react in situations. I study, the plant workers when I'm in, factories and stuff getting unloaded, for a future event of understanding the realism of how things work for future, film products. Been preparing myself to, to be in that position, I started driving local, and the money kind of sucks driving local at G&P. Like it don't even have a comma in it, man. But I didn't do much work. I'd work like 8 hours a day and that was it. But, the gross pay would only be like $700-800 on that.
Bro, $1,300 for kids, that's not yours though.
Well, they get mad when I say they're not mine because they're like, you adopt
them. They're not yours. I mean, well, technically, and
I feel I don't like to say anything about those 3 children in a negative light, and it feels bad when I do because it ain't none of their faults. None of this are these 3 children's faults. They're sweet children, and I really liked spending time with them. They kept me young. It was my ex on that, and
do they see
I ain't living with her no more.
But do they see? Well, let me ask you this, since
no, not really.
You
saw
don't
him a month or so ago. I went and visited, but even though when I do that, I still got to pay that money, whether I'm working or not, or whether I'm with them or not, because it's set up as court ordered and payroll just sends it to them. I've got it lowered now. I kind of say I didn't make nowhere near $80,000 last year because I was
how old are they?
How
old are
6? The little girl is 9, and the oldest boy is just turned 11.
Jim, man, and you got to pay support for all 3 of them until they turn 18?
No, that's just what she thinks is going to happen. I'm still planning out all of this, but I'm going to stop honoring that court order because that is a piece of shit fucking courthouse that but I went in and unprepared and they absolutely took advantage of me. And as long as I'm working here, they're going to keep taking my money out and sending it to them. So by June, I'm no longer going to be a part of NFI and G&P Trucking. I'm going to be leaving, and I'm going to start my own thing, and I'm going to work for myself going forward. And I'm not going to pay a damn dime towards child support. I'm going to send them a letter explaining it to them too. And they will more than likely put a warrant out for my arrest. But they're in North Carolina. I don't know if they're going to come wherever I'm at to come get me. But I was,
they can
fucking with me so bad.
They can mess with your license.
They took my $1,800 tax return I was getting and sent it to her too.
Yeah, but you also know they can mess with your license though, too.
well, I'll hire a fucking chauffeur. They are not going to defeat me. I have a purpose, and this is just going to make the victory sweeter going through this stuff.
Have
And
you ever
I'm
thought
kind
about?
of making arrangements to get a camper. If I need to go off the grid, they're going to have to work if they're going to find me.
He said he's going to go off the grid. Have you ever
But at
thought
the
about?
same time, my ex-wife at any time can decide that she doesn't want me to be daddy anymore, which they don't call me daddy. They call her new boyfriend daddy. That she can sign for me to not have rights anymore and all of this to be forgiven. And we'll be like, okay. But if you
Bump
change
all
your
that.
mind, you can take it to court again
Yeah,
at
bump
any
all
time.
that. Have you thought about getting a lawyer to go in and contest all of that? That's
Well, I
crazy.
had a lawyer when I got it reduced from 1,300 to, well, till 900, but I got to pay an extra 150 for the back amount. Cause when I was driving local and only making $800 a week, they could not take the whole $330 at the court order, for the 1,300 or whatever. I didn't make enough for them to be able to take that full amount. So I started going because, they would take like $170 for the week or something like that. So I started getting a deficit accumulating. I had to make about $1,200 for the week for them to be able to take the whole 330. And at the time, I was doing media director stuff half the time and driving local. Well, not later on in the year, I started doing media direct. Now, as been media director, I did pretty good, and it was enough to cover that, $330 child support. But the 2 weeks that I drove local, I was going in the deficit. So it got like, I don't know, $5,000 behind by the time we got around to, going to court again. So that's why they ended up taking my $1,800 tax return instead of that I had plans for. I got a letter instead, letting me know I wasn't getting it.
Speaking of tax returns, you say they took that, but what about what was you able to get any of the stimulus checks?
Yeah, I got those. Those went in my account.
But they took this year's tax return though. They didn't take the stimulus, but they didn't take the stimulus, but they took the tax return.
Right.
Wow.
So I don't plan to get tax returns anymore. I've increased my allowances so less taxes are coming out.
How do you do
Hope
that?
I won't have to
Because
pay,
last time
but
I'm trying to do that on my freaking taxes right now, and my bracket is at like $300. And I thought if I claim one,
ask
but
your payroll department. You just have to change that. Was it the W-9 form? I think it is. Where you add up, one for yourself and however many dependents. You can put 9 on that motherfucker, Sean, and they won't hardly take no taxes out of it. And it's allowances. A lot of people miscall it dependents, but on the W-9 form, what it adds up to is the total number of allowances you use, in which determines how much what kind of tax rate you're taxed at.
Because brother man only got back $800 this
your
year.
payroll, you wouldn't want to keep it at 9 or you'll be paying taxes. But like say for instance, you get a big bonus, you're gonna have a $2,000 a week or something. That'd be a good time to change that allowance because they're gonna knock your dick in the dirt.
I can imagine.
$2,000.
I can imagine. My bracket is at 300. I tell you right now. So, the child support that's crazy, Jim. That really is.
I would have moments where I would get dark and feel hopeless, and my optimism would leave me, at moments, and it's been a struggle, man. I've had to take on some new interests like meditation and breathing, and have certain gemstones around me to try to really prevent my energy from going in the wrong direction. Like I got this big old amethyst. You probably can't see it, but it's called a dragon tooth. Like if you Google amethyst dragon's tooth, it's a pretty powerful stone. According to all the hippies that's into that sort of thing.
That's what's up.
Not saying hippie in a negative light. hippies are some of my favorite people.
All right, Trucker Jim. Hey, I appreciate, man. We did this awesome conversation, man. Damn
We
it,
did. It
man.
wasn't a dull moment in this mother, was
Oh,
it?
wasn't.
Except for when
Oh,
my coverage,
sure
goofed off for a
wasn't,
little
man.
bit.
Now you bet the good coverage and all like that. Brother, man, I hope you stay safe tonight, man, and you be easy out there, man. If you go off the grid, hopefully that you can, hopefully you'll be able to find another lawyer to
Hey,
work that out. But
let me say this so I can hear myself say it when I watch this on the replay to make sure this is a good idea. My
hold on, right quick.
friend,
Let me give you the floor. There you go.
what's up, everybody? Which I have a drone already. Phase 1 of this, and I can still do this while I'm on the truck, is schedule an FFA drone pilot's exam and start studying to pass this. And what that'll do is allow me to legally fly a drone in all places, and then also learn a lot of stuff about the airports and the weather and all that stuff's with it. But also I can start charging people commercially for drone footage, whether it's real estate, that's a big one, or anything, with the drone. That's step 1. And I got a buddy of mine that's actually going through this right now. He got laid off from his safety equipment sales job in San Antonio when coronavirus, started doing his thing and everything was shut down for a while. And he's doing the training to become an insurance claims adjuster for property and casualty, as far as homes mainly. Like when hurricanes, tornadoes, hail, or whatever, and properties are damaged, whether it's hail damage or the roof, or a fucking tree falls through it, or flooding damage from busted pipes, or whatever the case may be, every home in America has an insurance policy on it, a homeowner's policy. Or, if a landlord, and it's renting, but the guy that owns the house has an insurance policy on it, that when shit happens, based upon the details of the policy and the coverage limits and the deposit, the deductible and all that, that said homeowner gets a check to take care of the repairs. Well, part of the process early in somebody getting a check from their homeowner's policy for their home is a claims adjuster that comes out there, takes some pictures, gathers information, and, it's all on a laptop now, and sends all that information to the insurance company. You go out on location to that. Well, it's a hidden little thing, man. Now, I have no desire to work for an
Hold on, right
insurance company and be an employee. Am I still holding on? Lockout man.
No, you good. You good. I hit the wrong button. My bad.
Nah, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get licensed to be a claims adjuster, but I'm gonna do it on an independent basis and have myself on some lists. So when hurricanes, tornadoes, like knock the shit out of areas, be one of the guys that goes out there for a week and do those. And typically, you make about $300 to $800 for each one, depending upon the size of the claim. That insurance claims adjuster. So I don't know, in those catastrophe type events, $20,000 weeks aren't unrealistic.
That's what's up.
My buddy's talking about making, over $100,000 working 6 months out of the year. And freedom is what I crave. And that I see that as a tool to lead to my freedom, because what I really want to do, like I said before, is be a director and make movies. But prior to, being at that level, especially with studio budgets and all that to do the real stuff I want to do, I still got a lot of things to learn yet, especially as far as working with a crew and big budgets and sound and light and, something that's, a long time. But in the early stages, I'll probably do some pretty cool content for myself. Like I have to kind of have somewhat of a filter on, because I'm employed for NFI. Like I couldn't talk about marijuana and things like that, because that'd make them nervous and they'd start pulling me into drug tests, or if I talk too much shit about them, getting fired. So I feel almost force censored, that I can't do some of the things I want just because I got eyes on me. Because NFI, they are absolutely familiar with Trucker Jim, and I've kind of fucked myself a while back when they took me out of my truck I was supposed to stay in and put in a Volvo unexpectedly. I let it be known real quick that was bullshit and it wasn't okay. And they wanted me to take that video down, and I was like, y'all ain't got a damn thing to do with my channel. Y'all ain't paying for that, so fuck off. Don't be telling me what you want me to do.
That's what's up. All right, Trucker Jim, that's about it for it, man. We about to go on here to call it a day. I appreciate you guys being up in here, chopping it up with us. Everybody,
all right, well, Sean, it's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate you having me on.
No doubt,
and everybody,
bro.
If you hadn't seen any of my main content, don't even watch my live videos. That's not my strong suit. You'll probably turn it off in 5 minutes. But the edited videos, which edited ones don't have live in the title, it is a key.
Uh-oh. Jim?
That had Elvis.
Oh, there you go.
I'm back.
There you go.
Well, all right. I guess that's
everybody.
Any other questions?
Make sure you go and subscribe to the Trucker Jim Trucking Journey channel. Definitely go over there and show him some love and all like that. Make sure you hit that all button and everything. Again, thank you to my special guest, Trucker Jim, tonight. I really do appreciate it.
Hey, go back to that, what you were just showing, and scroll down just a little bit further. Okay, wait a minute. That's a weird. Hey, go back up to hit home in the left-hand corner. Okay, those are the most popular videos, but scroll down a little more.
It's only 2 lines.
Is that the bottom?
It's only 2 lines. Yeah. It's only 2 lines.
Is there a second category that has no?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, that second row. Those are the most recent ones. But the one to watch, everybody, watch it after this, is Cool Trucker Gear. There's 3 products that every trucker would probably enjoy having, that I sure do enjoy having. And there's some pretty epic drone footage in it, too.
All right,
there's a real good shot of the bridge.
That's what's up. Again, everybody, make sure y'all go and subscribe over to the Trucker Jim channel. Trucker Jim, again, thank you for being on here. And that's going to do it for the Lockoutmen Podcast Show for the evening. I really appreciate you guys for staying this long. I know this is an epic live feed right here. So for the people that came in and rocked out with us, and for the people that stayed to the end, I really do appreciate you guys. If you like content like this,
when it's finished processing,
I sure will. If you like content like this and more, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell and that all button. But all in all, just like. YouTube changed the algorithm all the time, so just like it. If you're already here, step up in the building, hit the like button, and then you can bounce. But that's what's up. Everybody, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. Until next time, everybody, y'all take it easy.
Be safe out there.
And we're gone.
This your year, get it in. Yeah. Party over here, get it in. Yeah. She like a liquor clear, get it in. Yeah. She get it from a deal, get it in. Yeah. Make it disappear, get it in. Yeah. Park it in the rear, get it in. Yeah. Now make it reappear, get it in. Freaky with no fear, get it in, yeah. Pop it in the clutch, girl, get it in gear. Jump on it, double dutch, girl, get it in gear. Drop it, double clutch, girl, get it in gear. Pump it up, butt lift, now downshift.